let's enable the audio. That will work a lot
Yeah,
better.
will the audio work?
Yeah, it works, and we even have closed caption right now.
Yes. With some rudimentary form of auto captioning, yes.
Yeah.
So how is the so to our viewers, how is the audio?
Is it
Hello world.
hello world? Yeah, sorry, Joseph. It does understand me. But this one has like a British option. We should do a live stream and see how it works.
Oh,
Yeah, it's yeah.
it's complete garbage, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're experimenting with captions today to make the stream a little bit more inclusive and have a record of our crimes in writing as well as in video.
So true, so true. Uh,
So
what
today
happening?
is Saturday the 17th already of October.
Yeah, and this is stream 14, at least the Saturday stream 14. And there seems to be like a pattern where we talk about flux and soldering irons and that kind of stuff. And as we said earlier, that we needed like special tips for the soldering iron. I have this one for the TS80, which is a curved thin tip. And
Put it under the
yeah,
microscope.
I can. And it broke down last Sunday. So microscope, here it is.
It broke? What
It
do you
broke.
mean it broke?
As in, it does not.
Heat up anymore?
No, it does not recognize the tip anymore. So it says there's no tip. I won't heat on. So.
So is this a tip with a curve or is it bent?
No, it's a tip for the curve.
Okay.
So I can actually show you what it does. So let me get the TS80 and where is the
Noor? No, these are we're doing the hard-coded ones.
so
The hard-coded captions.
am I able to show what is going on? Oh, for some reason
Oh, that looks funky on the.
it looks funky on here. And if I try to turn it on, no.
Oh, Joseph, I have an even cheaper soldering iron. I'll try and see if I can find it. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, but this one isn't working, so I have 5 tips, so I'm using my other tips. And
Yeah.
actually, Ian sent me some really cool stuff. And I hope I'm able to show it under the microscope. So these are shields. There's 2.
You need something like a handy
I need
cam.
the
Yeah.
GoPro. So put it on the desk cam. So these are shields that will hold like a CAN bus shield and a Arduino Nano.
Ah, nice.
And was made for B-Sides Scotland. And those just arrived this evening. So he was kind enough to send me these circuit boards. So I already broke a few loose. So let me show you. So I got this one, which is very cool, which is for B-sides. I have, so this is like the shield that needs to be placed on top of it along with the Arduino Nano. But there's some other ones as well. So these are smaller size shields. So these will hold like the Nano on top and the CAN bus shield on the bottom. So it will be like half the size. And there's like black hat versions and what is the other one? Yeah, other versions. And there's special ones that will fit on an ESP8266. So these will fit into a connector. So yeah, I have the components. I still need to assemble them. And another thing is this one is like an ABS, like the brake system from the cars, a circuit board to address that of in some kind. They don't know how it works yet. So it's like a transistor way of addressing the motors. What is it? Crank, cam 1, cam 2, ground, VCC. So I have to figure this out. And another thing which was very cool was this
Jilles, you're going at light speed, man.
Oh, sorry.
Slow down a bit.
Yeah. Is these ones, and these stayed faulty. So these are batches, and they were sent faulty for me to examine what was going on.
Ah, they were designed broken, or they made an error?
It turned out to be broken. So this is the circuit board. It should contain an ATtiny, a few neopixels, a few buttons. So what do you expect that is going on here? So what do you want me to do to figure out what's wrong?
So let me read. So the board is supposed to contain some parts.
Yeah. So
an ATtiny, a battery, and then some LEDs or something.
Yeah, there's LEDs here on top, I think, and yeah, that's actually it. So 2 resistors, a battery, ATtiny, and 2 new.
Okay. And did we get any hints on what was wrong with it?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a bare board, so there's basically 2 things that could have gone wrong. Is that it's either a design flaw or a production flaw.
Yeah, it was a design flaw.
It was a design flaw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I can put it on the microscope if you want.
Yeah. Get a bit clearer picture on what is on that board.
So
and I don't know.
Tiny.
Oh, can you zoom that microscope out, or is it just this?
No, it's like unfortunately it's only this. So I can make it like full screen.
I'll one day just ship one of those. What we can do is that you get me one of those boards at some point, and that we can do it the proper way. But judging by what's going on, they're using some pin for power. Then
I have a multimeter, so I can test stuff for you.
Yeah, the problem is I don't see the whole picture. I just see the bit you have under the microscope. So it's really hard to.
Yeah, it's hard to
just do this. So what I suggest, Jilles, is that you just stick one of them in an envelope to me.
No, I already figured it out.
Oh.
So let me show you the other side then.
Okay. Oh, they probably messed up something with the artwork. Oh, those buttons don't work. Or LEDs don't work because they're all connected to the same thing. That won't work. It's beautiful artwork though.
It is.
But they forgot to isolate the art from the pads. We had that same issue with the Hacker Hotel 2020 badge. Last minute, we decided to take another look at the board layout.
Yeah.
And then sent an emergency email to our production partner in saying, "Hey, we missed a few spots. Please, even if you started production on the boards, just toss them and restart because this won't work." Yeah. There were dead shorts in there, so that's the same here. They just
the artwork was in the wrong layer. It should be in the silk screen layer.
Oh, well, they could have done it in copper if they properly isolated the pads. It could have been done.
Yeah.
It would have looked this nice as well, so yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah, Ian is in the chat. Ian designed the circuit board, and he said wrong layer for the artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a beautiful board.
You can totally do this in copper though. This would look incredible if you're doing proper copper and maybe even uncover some of the copper. So remove some of the solder mask. So you have the ANIC or HASL plating shine through. But yeah, it's gorgeous art.
Yeah, about gorgeous art, I got the Shah coin. You have one at your place?
The RefSpace coin.
The RefSpace coin.
I in fact have. Let me see where I put it because I'm sloppy.
Your microscope or your webcam is a little bit blurry.
Oh, that's weird because it's not blurry on my end.
Now it's okay. Now it was like a little fuzzy.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let me see where mine is. Yeah, I have one here. So, okay. What was your question?
Can you show what you did with the artwork?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not entirely my work though. I put the KiCad files together and I ordered it. The original art, I'll put one in front of the webcam for now. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Well, there's better pictures on our website, refspace.nl/challengecoin. We can type it in the chat, or someone else can type it in the chat. There's some good photos there. The original art was done by someone by the nickname Brainsmoke. And we used to print this on our t-shirts. We still do if we ever... Let me see where I have the microscope view. We still do, but we decided, hey, we want a challenge coin after Hack42 already got a challenge coin. Thank you, Crazy. This is, we already had an Inkscape file. Oh, my image is pretty blurry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the webcam.
I set
Sorry
it
about that.
To a fixed rate for my, because it was like zooming in and out the entire time.
Oh, the problem is probably zoom and bandwidth then. Oh well.
Oh, I can stop my video.
Yeah, we'll see what we can try.
Okay.
Let's see if that improves the picture a bit. So what we did, we took the original Inkscape drawing, and we separated that in several layers of being okay. Which areas do we need copper? Which areas do we need no copper? Which areas do we need solder mask on top? Which areas do we need no solder mask? So the gold bit of the soldering iron and the shading is just remove solder mask. And then you have the white areas, which is silkscreen. And on the other side is the RefSpace logo, same trickery. So everything is this is full copper. So this is a single slab of copper with just a removed solder mask for the gold, and then added silkscreen for the white accents. And if we zoom in, let's see, I wanted to zoom in a little bit, because this is something you need to realize when you're doing PCB art. Copper is very accurate. It's easy. It's extremely accurate. Silkscreen, solder mask is a little bit less accurate. There's always an aperture, a margin for error, and then silkscreen is just all over the place. It's just a blob you drop. Do I have a cat here? It sounds loud in here. Maybe a cat in this room. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's our challenge coin. It's just a matter of layers and stacking them up in a way to make it look pretty.
The question of Arun is how do you decide which part of the image has to be on the mask?
Experimenting mainly. We just we figured out, okay, if we want something in this image was already in two-tone green and then yellow for the soldering iron and white. So the colors were already decided. So this fits PCB perfectly. It's already 4 colors. And then it was just a matter of translating, okay, if we want gold, so we need copper no solder mask, no silk screen. We want dark green, so we need solder mask, but no copper underneath. We need light green, so we need copper plus solder mask, no silk screen. And so this is how you stack all those layers on top of each other.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Yeah, and the detail on this is, it amazed me when when we were designing this. It's this big on the monitor, so it doesn't. The sense of scale is lost on a screen, but when you finally have the thing in hand and the thin layer of copper or the little margins with the solder mask add depth to the picture, it's it's cool.
Cool, thanks.
So yeah.
So
So hey, you've received some new toys this week.
Yeah.
I've also gotten a new toy.
Oh, what is that? Oh, the Oculus Quest.
Oculus Quest V2.
Cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome if it wasn't controlled by Facebook, but it's still an awesome little device. It's oh, I see a question by Joseph. Joseph, I'll get back on that question in a bit. It's great. It's a nice upgrade from the V1 Quest. If you're looking for a gateway drug into VR, get an Oculus Quest 1 for cheap. Those are about 150, 200 euros now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because everybody's dumping them. I can't even get rid of mine. Just get a Quest V1, have fun with it, sell it on, and get a Quest V2. Or the Quest V2 is actually pretty cheap.
And how does it work? Because it's like standalone.
It's a standalone, so it's basically a technically a smartphone-ish processor with a display in the front, with a battery. So everything is included. I've gotten an upgrade called the Elite strap. So that's this, because the normal straps are, they suck.
Okay.
And it's just plug in, connect to your phone for setting up, and go. There's some controllers included.
So you upload one game, or?
No. So it's like a regular phone with a menu just in 3D, and you just play games as many as you want. There's 64 gigabytes of storage on there. In this model, there's also 256, 56, 65, 56, yeah. Model, but for 64 gigabytes is more than enough storage for this. And then you can just play games or play any applications. And the cool thing about the Quest is before Oculus had a separate Oculus Rift for connecting to the PC, and then the Quest for standalone gaming. And they decided to kill the Rift and just have a USB 3 cable plug into the Quest and have it act like a Rift as well. So you can play PC games on your Quest as well as play wirelessly on its own processor.
So it's like a hybrid version that is a Rift S as well.
Yeah, well, the Quest V1 already did that, but this is just an improved version. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more cost optimized. Battery life is roughly the same. There's a lot of neighbors shouting. Is that annoying for you guys? I can close the window.
It's okay.
If you can hear them. Oh, well. So it's a bit cost optimized, but it's you can run the same software. In time, the V2 has a little bit better performance. It has a much better display. So if you like the Quest V1, definitely go for the V2 to get the higher resolution. You get a lot more detail, a lot less screen door effect. You know what screen door effect is?
No.
In VR? Have you heard of that, Gilles?
What?
Screen door effect. Have you heard of that?
No,
what
I've not heard of that.
Okay, screen door is basically like you're looking through a mesh and you see the pixels. You see everything, but there's like a thin grain on top of it. And with the V2, they added 40% more pixels, so you get a lot less of that screen door effect, so you see a lot more detail.
Yeah, cool.
It's a lot finer.
Yeah, we bought the DK2 when it came out.
Oh wow!
So we have it like 5 years now, or
Yeah.
about.
You definitely you'll love the upgrade.
Now we recently bought a Rift S.
Oh, that's nice. So you have the inside-out tracking.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool. The Rift S is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need not upgrade from that.
No. No.
If you already have something at that level, don't
the
upgrade.
K2 was like sitting idle because it demanded too much from the machine itself, and it was like you were like entirely encaptioned in cables and.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, that's the thing I really love about this thing is I can just I have a spare bedroom that's empty.
Yeah.
I just go there, put this on my head, put some headphones in, and then play Beat Saber. And then I'm good for the next hour.
Does it work the same like you have like some geo-fencing where if you step outside?
Yeah, you can set up a virtual wall, basically, and so when you cross that line, it knows where you are and it gives you a hint, and hey, it starts incrementally alert you of what is happening. So
the Rift S will actually show you what's outside if you.
Yeah, and then if you cross a threshold, it'll switch the camera view and then show you the real world.
So yeah, the real world.
Yeah, but it's I love VR games. I especially on PC. If you're a Star Wars nerd like me and have played X-Wing or TIE Fighter in the past, in the 90s, you'll definitely want to play Star Wars Squadrons, which is incredibly fun to just zoom around in VR with your cockpit and then be able to look around and do your thing.
Have you tried Elite Dangerous?
No, because most first-person games make me incredibly sick to my stomach.
Okay.
Star Wars Squadrons, I can play one mission, then I have to recuperate for a few hours before I can do anything. Again, I love the game, which is why I take the discomfort why I accept the discomfort. But I'm not a PC first-person shooter type person. I'll just get sick.
Yeah, that really depends. Like if you have a device like that, there's like people that want to try it, and it really differs per person if they can cope with it or they get sick immediately.
Yeah, but for static games like where you're standing still, like Beat Saber, O-Shape, Moss, all those great games, Vader Immortal even, that's all great games that you can just play without, that I can play without getting sick, and that's saying a lot because I always get sick with 3D games.
Yeah. Yeah, actually we are using this technology. I'm a first aid responder. So
nice.
We're using this to train for special environments. So you're in a factory and you have to like save people. So you have to watch carefully if what the address is, how many people, how they are injured, and how to call for help. So and yeah, that really is helpful because otherwise you are in this static training environment. That will not have the same immersive experience.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. You can just instead of looking at a flat screen, you can just be there, walk around it, have a look, just crouch down and look up, or stand on your toes, or look around the corner, which is incredibly funny. I remember years ago when visiting Gamescom to see one of the first tech demos of Oculus when they were just coming out. I think that was a DK2 as well. I'm not sure. Pre-Rift, at any rate. It was so funny to just play a game with a controller. It was a basic Tomb Raider style platform game, and I don't know where to go, and it turned out I had to look forward and lean across a corner.
Yeah.
To see where I needed to go, and it was such a nice immersive experience. So,
did you play the Room VR already?
Is that a game?
Yeah, it's a game. I don't know if it's the Room VR or the Room 3, but this is like an escape room, but like totally Oculus. So
Okay, cool. I'll have a look at that.
it's,
One of my more favorite party games, I haven't played it much, is Stop Talking and Nobody Explodes.
oh yeah. Oh, I love it.
With the
Love
bomb
it.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
We should totally do that sometime.
yeah. That is really cool.
Mhm.
Like Jelle is hosting this server on, I think it's Discord, where he has the addition packs for it, and then you have like suitcases with 100 bombs. And you have to like collaborate, and everyone needs to send commands to test stuff and to cut wires and collaborate.
Oh goodness! And the original game is already pretty hard.
The original is already pretty hard. We're using that to train people as well in communicating.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cool game, especially if you're on a hacker camp where you have like a beamer or a projector projecting like the suitcase that the other person don't see, and they have to like tell each other what the special symbols are and how many batteries and what kind of port they see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even for the people watching, it's cool to see.
Yeah. So, but my conclusion is, especially now, if you don't have some sort of VR setup, you might want to just borrow one or get one and just fly to different countries. There is a documentary series in VR. I think it's called When We Stayed Home or something. It was about the beginning of the whole coronavirus stuff with really empty streets. So you can see really famous places being totally deserted, and that's such a weird experience to see Venice completely empty.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Unreal.
So can highly recommend it. Joseph, you were asking, do you have any advice for somebody designing their first PCB? What kind of advice are you looking for? Because it's a very broad question. And we can totally set up something next week or the week after. The week after, because next week is something special. I'll tell you all about it. Where we can do something like a beginner's PCB design course from a simple schematic and just go from there. If you have something to design. So then we can do it. PCB class, yeah. But about that, something next week. I won't be joining this show next week. And I'm hoping Gilles doesn't join his own show either.
No, we don't have a show next week, as there is a special event next week. And Ian, I already tried to lure you into a stream for testing the hardware setup or hacking your hardware setup at your place. But Sebas, tell us about next week.
Okay, yeah. So next week was supposed to have ETH0 Autumn Edition in real life in Lievelden in the Netherlands. ETH0, for those who don't know, is a small little, very cozy hacker event. Not much is prepared beforehand. We arrange the venue. If you're lucky, we arrange some food, that sort of stuff, normally. But there is no schedule preset. There's nothing prearranged. You just bring your sleeping gear, you bring an extension cord to plug your laptop in, and we set some tables. So that's the base level.
Venue, right?
No, it's a commercial place.
Oh, okay.
Groepshuis, group accommodation.
Yeah.
So a cross between a cheap hotel, some dorms, and some conference rooms. So that's what we normally do. The thing is, we can't. And being one of the organizers, it was really sad for me to a few months ago to just move the entire event to the next year. And then 2 days ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. And I was like, fuck this, we're going to do this online. And see our friends again and just have the same cozy, unprepared little conference, but just online. So in true ETH0 fashion, you have to prepare your own wristband to join. There's a shopping list for dinner, so you need to buy the ingredients, and then on Saturday night we're cooking dinner together on stream. And there may be talks. There's already one talk set up, or a workshop set up by Nicolette to a drawing class. So you can design your own little mascots and work with her to learn about art and design and drawing skills. I might, besides my cooking class, might also do something with KiCad or something else. I'm not sure. And we'll just have fun the entire weekend. So Friday in the late afternoon, early evening, we start. And then Sunday around 4, we stop. And anything in between, we'll see when we get to bed. And we'll see what happens. So that's the plan. We haven't even gotten an account on a server yet to host the whole thing. So that's the amount of preparedness we're at.
What I really like about ETH0, and I think ETH0 is my first introduction into like the entire hacker maker community, was 5 years ago, I think. And I got the t-shirt, the Ref Space t-shirt. I bought it there and still showing off at every conference with Jelle and you. It's really cool. And what I liked about ETH0 is like there's people on tables creating cool stuff, like showing manga on oscilloscopes, doing pixel flute. There was like this blanket with a fuel gauge that showed the amount of internet that was consumed, and if you had IPv6 installed, you had like more internet than if you had only IPv4 installed. So it's like it's really nerdish, and it's really open for people. Everyone collaborates, everyone will share whatever it is.
The thing I really love about ETH0 is the lack of urgency. When you're going to like something like CCC or one of the big camps or even Hacker Hotel, there is so much going on that you can't afford to just sit down, have a talk, have a conversation with someone, just work on a project together, that sort of stuff. And that's the thing I really that's the reason I really love ETH0, and that I last year picked up how do you call it, grab the torch and started carrying it forward to keep organizing the event, because I really love small hacker conferences, especially when they're low cost like ETH0. Normally the event would set you back 55 euros for the entire weekend, which included a spot to sleep, access to the conference, and dinner even, and some relatively cheap, simple form of breakfast. So you were completely covered, and if you wanted to spend more, you could. You can do some upgrades for a luxury room or a private room, that sort of stuff. But the basics were there for 55 euros, and if you cannot afford that, there is budget still left over to pay half of that or even less. We have a pay what you want ticket for those who are really in need of low cost entry. So that's something I'm hoping to return to next year, but for this year we'll just do it for free online, no questions asked.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and in proper ETH0 fashion, because I broke from the tradition last year by having the date of the conference set really early and having the venue booked and that sort of stuff. I'm breaking tradition. So in true ETH0 fashion, we're doing this last minute. So there's 6 days to go now, I think, maybe less. So there's 6 days to go until we start, and nothing is done yet, which is great. That's the true ETH0 spirit. So I'm hoping those 9 people watching, or 8 probably, or 7 exclude. 14 people watching.
Like channels.
Maybe join us. ETH0.nl. There's a link there to the specific conference, and then get the ingredients, be ready on Saturday to cook dinner from your kitchen with your laptop open, and we'll just have fun.
And that's next week, and then we have a week Slack, and then there's Remoticon.
Yeah. So plenty to do. So Hackaday Remoticon is that's in 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks from now, but a week. 3 weeks from now and 2 weeks after ETH0.
Okay.
Which will be fun as well. And I'll drop the link and the friends discount code in the chat in a second.
I registered, and there's so many cool stuff going on. It's like car
I saw
hacking.
some car hacking. I saw some car hacking.
And there's like people creating art with circuitry by using brass wire.
Definitely visit that guy. Go to that guy. There is something about origami and LEDs. That's incredibly fun.
Creating your own microphone by Helen Lee.
Helen Lee, definitely. Helen Lee is brilliant. She has a great sense of humor. She's a great communicator. Go visit her talks, because they're not that deep into stuff, but they are everyone. Good. They're accessible and they're fun. So go visit her. That's
and Wrongbout is doing one on reverse engineering and showing Ghidra stuff on firmwares is also very good. So
the one annoying bit about the Remoticon is the incredibly stupid ticket shop. It's
took me in
weird.
Morning to book it.
It's a weird thing, but
and I even registered for the American voting system because I did not know what it meant.
So definitely I'll drop the link here. The discount code is friends with a capital F 2020.
Hey Zawadi.
Definitely go for that. You need the base ticket, the free ticket, to do anything else, and definitely get the other tickets as well.
Read the descriptions, as for some of it you need to pre-purchase certain stuff and they expect you to attend.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. So get the stuff if you need it. If you're attending my soldering workshop, for instance, it is helpful if you have a soldering iron and some components to play around with, and we'll work from there. Also mind the different time zones. There are talks scheduled at 2 or 3 in the morning. So just be aware of that, or very early on the Sunday morning. So
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, Crazy is saying the same thing. So check the local times. It's
but then there's a Google link that you can click that will show you.
Definitely. There's also the Soldering Challenge, which is going from SMD stuff that's relatively big to SMD stuff that's hazardous to your health if you sneeze or breathe on it. You don't want to inhale those components.
I saw the circuitry on that one. It's part of the badge itself, right? So there is squares of the badge.
That's actually a fan-made badge. That's not the soldering challenge.
No, but
that's the great little board.
The
by Thomas.
Challenge that they.
I'll show a picture.
There's a link to Tindy, where you can buy it for $25, I think.
But you there is a. If you go through the Hackaday system, you just have to pay postage, I think.
Oh, okay.
So that'll save you quite a bit. Let me see if I can get to the right window. Let me show you that one. Let me kill off my email from that, and I'll...
It could be me, but I was not that impressed by the circuit board itself, but maybe the scale...
No,
but what is the size of this one?
I'll wait a second. I'll get this more up and proper. Give me 1 second. I need to combine some stuff here in OBS. So here's the SMD Challenge Board. And you have to realize that 0201 is roughly the size of the tip of a needle.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly small.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can look that up. But 1206 package is basically the same size as a normal through-hole resistor. Well, 805s down from there, and you keep on going down until you reach the lowest point. It's incredibly tiny. Trust me. It's.
And you need to do it in one heat, or what does that mean?
In one round, so you can't stop.
Okay.
Once you've started. Just have to keep going and going and going for the entire run. And there's probably some other rules that I don't know.
Oh wow! I didn't see this one.
The Misery Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that starts one level down and it goes another level down. That's 01005. No, 01005 is like half the head of a needle.
Okay.
Let me look it up for you. Give me 1 second. SMD.
So you need like a PBX's microscope to work on it.
Well, let's see if I can convert it to metric. So that's 0402. So that's 0.4 millimeters by 0.2 millimeters.
Wow.
So about 1/5 of a millimeter in width.
Yeah.
That's 0402. So no, that's 01005. So that's ridiculously small. Let's see if there's anything. So Imperial 0201 is, so the smaller size on the regular one is 0.6 millimeters by 0.3 millimeters. And the Misery Edition goes one level smaller than that, so in both directions divided by 2. So 0.3 millimeters by 0.1 millimeter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I have no idea how you solder that by hand. Especially not with my soldering iron, because I don't have...
Or tweezers.
Yeah. With Clement's soldering workshop, he had, for the lowest levels, he had some very, very delicate tweezers for that, in a special case with a special protection on it. And we were instructed to be very careful with those because they're impossible to purchase.
Yeah.
So Crazy is asking, 0201 seems impossible. It's not impossible, but it's very improbable that most people will succeed, including myself. What is reasonably feasible by hand depends on the quality of your eyes and the steadiness of your hand. And there are some tricks for that. You can go to 0402, but that's annoying. I stop at 0603 for my designs. 0402 and smaller also is not just for us hard, but it's also hard for robots. Pick and place machines start failing at incremental rates, exponential rates from 0402 and down. So the smaller you go, if you go to phone size components like 0201 or 01005, the amount of failures will increase incrementally, exponentially. But by hand, stop at 0603, save yourself a lot of hassle. But I've done 0402 on stream last week with the board, the LoRa board.
Cool.
So it's doable, but it's annoying.
And you have another one today, right?
Yes. Well, we have something we prepared earlier, and I'll switch to my webcammy thing, because in the mail this week, very shiny. I don't act so surprised, Gilles. You already have one. But yeah, it's here. The M5 Matrix. So a short recap for those who missed. How could you have missed it? But hey, a few weeks ago, Gilles asked me, "Hey, I want a bunch of M5 atoms together in a matrix to do some Wi-Fi scanning and just be a weird little device, a little cluster of ESP32s, basically. So what we came up with was a matrix of M5 atom matrices. Let me grab one. I have one here. I don't have 16 like Jilles. So that's these little pocket computers, which are incredibly fun. There's a little header on the bottom, a Grove connector, USB-C connector, ESP32 inside. And there's a 4x4 or 5x5, 5x5 LED matrix inside as well. So it's a really small, compact little computer with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And Jilles wanted to use it for talking to, listening to Wi-Fi frequencies.
Yeah, the different things.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. 042 is doable for a masochist, yes, like me, or when you have a decent microscope and a relatively good set of tweezers and some flux and stuff. You can do it. It's not hard. It's just small. So we designed a little board, USB-C power at the bottom. Yeah, pointing to the right one.
Yeah.
Grove connector at the bottom, and then all these M5 units combined. Some resistors here for the getting the 2 amperage, 2 amps 5 volt rail, and then some pull-ups on the back. So yeah.
2 amps 5 volt?
Yeah. But that's the official spec at least.
Okay. My power bank is stating 3 amps.
Nice. Well, it's that your power bank is not cutting it off is very nice of your power bank.
Okay.
But officially, I think it's supposed to be limited to 2 amps. But hey, if you get 3 amps, that's even better, right?
Yeah, it's the specs are 500 milliamps per device.
Which is good. So yeah, it's a lovely little device. And Jilles already has one.
Yeah.
Can you pull it up?
Mm-hmm. I can. So this is the device. So you cannot see it because it's green. So let me.
Oh. Oh, that's amazing.
Chroma key. So I have like flying pin headers. Oh, I need to switch.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
So.
I need a green screen. I need to get one.
Hey, I'm gone. So
that's so cool.
So let me show it on the other one. So this is the device. So it already has USB-C, and it has the resistors on top, and has the resistors on the bottom as well. So it's over here. Has the pin headers connected, and look here, atom matrix devices. So I need to connect this one, and I should have a power. This is, so here's power. Let me add this one, so power on the bottom, and open up a device, the box. So the good thing is that they're not aligned the same way, so it will only fit on one way. So connect it, and this one works. So take another one.
Did you repackage all these?
I repackaged them all.
Cool.
For the experience, right?
Yeah, we need the unboxing experience.
Yeah.
But these are lovely little devices. You should, if you're doing something with microcontrollers, it's a great little. I like these. Gateway drug devices, as I call them. Like my VR goggles is a gateway drug into VR. It's affordable, and you can just get going. And the M5, the whole M5 ecosystem is like that, but the M5 Atom is at, I think they're about €10 a piece.
I think even less.
But when you add shipping and that sort of stuff, where you get it in a local shop, so for about €10, you get an ESP32 with a nice 5x5 RGB display. I think it has an IR LED at least inside it.
Yeah, it's also an IR transmitter. Yeah.
IR transmitter.
Transmitter or receiver? That I don't know.
Transmitter at least. Okay. It also has some sort of gyroscope on it.
Yeah.
So it's a very complete device. There's
Bluetooth,
the whole
Wi-Fi.
The whole display is a button.
Yeah.
So it's ESP32, so it has Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I don't recommend you try both at the same time because it's a single RF stack. But yeah, I can totally recommend these little devices.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like this is these devices on itself can perform certain tasks. So if you can, it's currently lighting up one LED per Wi-Fi app. So not per channel. So this is doing all the channels. So I need to alter the Wi-Fi libraries to only scan one channel and not do all of the channels, because doing all the channels and then filtering out the one that I want is not having the same speed and result that I want. So I was really surprised that it all worked on USB. You were like convinced that it should already, but this was one drawback of me. Like I do not have a lot of knowledge. Oh.
Me neither. I just bluff a lot more than you do.
Okay.
So the thing I did roughly was do a little back of the envelope gut feeling calculation. It doesn't get the one unit that draws about 100-200 milliamps, so times 16 is about 1.5-2 amps. And they don't always draw the same amount of current simultaneously. They don't go full power.
Yeah, and there's some limits that they state as well. Please do not set the brightness over 20%, as doing so will melt the shielding.
Yeah, the glass plate or the glass, the black transparent plasticky bit will melt. Which is interesting, but it will also probably burn out the power circuitry. There's really thin wiring in there.
Yeah.
So that's starting to look good.
So let me turn this one off. So this is actually working, and this is as far as I got it. So it was working on the initial setting, and the only thing that I did was what's the total power consumption is what Arun is asking. I put a USB dongle in the middle, and it was using only the LEDs, I think 1.8 amp, and it was 2.4 I think on the using Wi-Fi as well. So I'm quite happy with it, with the result, how it looks. It looks really fancy. There's one thing, it was, it's heating up. So I noticed that it becomes less warm when you individually power them. So
that's to be expected. The atom itself, a regular atom, when connected over USB, will warm up. And with so many in close proximity to each other, they can't dissipate their heat properly.
Yeah. So the only thing that I did not do is make it a cluster. So it is now 16 individual atoms doing their own individual job. And it would be cool to have this connected to another M5. So I was intending to use the M5 Core 2, the one with the touchscreen, because it has more ports on the side. And I want to add like a GPS module. So they have a GPS module with an external antenna, and then you could actually use it in promiscuous mode for Wi-Fi beacons. And maybe you could also add like a GSM dongle. And what you could do is like scan for Wi-Fi and also have others scan for Bluetooth and correlate the distance from a user. Let's say someone is running around with an app that emits Bluetooth, and he is also sending out Wi-Fi beacons. Then you will be able to correlate which Bluetooth signal correlates to what Wi-Fi signal. So that's cool stuff to do. So that's something that I want to do now, actually. Last week we ran into some issues for creating the pixel flute over CAN bus. We were working on that, could not get it to work. Turned out that it was a different library that I had to use. So instead of using the normal Adafruit NeoPixel, let me see, you need the library.
But are we doing CAN bus, the CAN bus driver this time, or just the...
No. This is no CAN bus driver. But like coming back to last week's challenge that we did not succeed, where you wanted to go to bed and I kept you up the entire evening.
Yes.
I managed to fix it like half an hour later. And it turned out that you need a NeoPixel bus to have both the NeoPixel working and the CAN bus driver. So if you use that library in Arduino, it will simply work. So I was able to randomize certain bits in the string of NeoPixels, and it would just work. So that's it. I need to pick up an Arduino Core 2 to connect to this one, or let's just start by having one as a master, so programming one as a master and programming two as clients to see how that
would be the clever thing, yeah.
And then connect other stuff, yeah.
And if you want, I can intermix with how to solder the USB-C connector, because that
would be cool for people that never done that before.
And it looks like a very complicated connector, and I can just show you some tricks.
Yeah, cool. So I'll switch over to your view.
And I'll switch over to the microscope. Let me kill off a window. While you prep, and when you're ready, just give me a shout and I can pause my stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. So here is this extremely scary USB-C connector. It's actually less scary than a standard micro USB connector because it's a lot more durable. Most people I know have already broken off at least one micro USB connector. So what we're going to do first is, let me get me some pointy thing. We're going to solder the mechanical parts first, so the 4 corners. And then I'm going to show you some tricks how to make this happen really easy. Preheat the soldering station. As always, I'm using the JBC with the fat point. Just to prove you don't need a thin point to do the small work. This point is about, tip or point is about 4 pins wide. just to prove my point. Ha, there's my point about points. Whatever. I'll get on it. I flipped the board. I missed. So. And I'll first do the mechanical ones and get some solder in there. I'm heating up to about 320, 330. I'm pushing on the board so it's all flat and level. I'm doing one corner. Let's suck up some heat and suck up some solder. And there we go, it's stuck. Now I need to check if it's all nice and straight. That's fine, all nice and flat, also fine. So I can solder the other ones. So I go across, still with some pressure. And once I've done these two, there we go. That looks better. And afterwards, we'll do some cleanup.
There's no aisles around, right? I was expecting like bigger aisles.
No, for this it doesn't really matter. This is a good enough mechanical connection. Yes, okay. You can have some more copper on there.
Yeah.
But the main thing is just to get these holes really sucked full with solder. And if you look at an angle, let's see if I can get that in focus. So you see the back one is good. Let's get some more light. No, even that one is still not really filled. So the main thing is just add some more solder.
This one is really crisp imagery on your microscope.
Yeah, so all four of them actually need more.
Yeah.
But it's good enough for now. But if you want a sturdy mechanical connection.
So how would you add more, from the bottom or from the side?
Yeah, still from the bottom, okay. And just more heat. The thing is that this USB-C connector takes some time to heat up, and then it'll suck in more solder.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to add some more flux, and you'll see it nice and bubbly.
I sometimes run into issues where the holes are too big. And it would like endlessly take up solder ending up to the side of the component.
Yeah, that happens.
Suggestions for fixing that?
No, okay. No. That's just stupid design mainly.
Okay.
So you see it slowly bubbling and sucking up more.
Yeah.
So if we go and look at the other side now, it should. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So nice and shiny.
Yeah, perfect.
Less of a hole. Okay. But that's the mechanical bit. That's the easy part. But now we have to deal with all these tiny little pins, and we only have this big clunky soldering iron. So I start off as usual with cleaning the tip. I use the brass wool. You can use a sponge, slightly damp. That's all fine. I add plenty of flux. We're going to clean it afterwards anyway, so don't care too much about the amount of flux we're using. I add some solder to my tip. Then it's just a matter of touching and pulling back, touching and pulling back. Oh, one bridge. No, there was a reflection. That's not a bridge.
No.
And this should be good enough. Let's see.
Wow.
And it's done. So this horribly complicated part fixed with just a bit of flux and a bit of patience and just hitting it with a tiny bit of solder with a massive amount of flux. That's the main trick, the massive amount of flux.
Yeah.
And then you're good. So for cleanup, I'm using some isopropyl alcohol. Don't get the 80% stuff that has gunk in it. That'll just leave residue on your board. You just need a little sip. No, don't drink it. It's toxic. I meant sip as a little, just a little bit. No, don't take a sip of this stuff. And I've got these wonderful Q-tips. I hope you can see them. Soak up a bunch of alcohol and just go to town scrubbing. You don't need to scrub a no clean flux officially, but it looks so much nicer if you do.
You connected the power to the Grove connector.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, if I'm connecting it to my USB hub and to my to the power, then it's not going to work.
Why not?
If I'm powering it from two sides, adding power.
Officially, officially, might.
I2C is to the VCC and not to the ground. Pulled up.
Yeah, that doesn't matter much. It's mainly that you push to. Oh wait, I didn't show the final result.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just forgot. So now it looks like it came from the factory.
Yeah. Cool.
It's still a bit wet from the alcohol. Normally you want to properly wipe it as well, so you don't have any flux residue that's in the alcohol, so you can just wipe that off. But I'll just leave it to dry now. So for your power, with the length of cable, it should be good enough. As long as the grounds are connected, you shouldn't have a problem.
Okay.
See, yeah, Joseph, add some more soda. Cheers. So you need to switch screens.
Yeah,
that's the word I was trying to reach.
Yeah.
So we can see what you're up to.
Yeah. So I want to do something simple. Okay. Open.
Narrator. No, it didn't turn out to be simple.
Yeah. I'm making the noise again, honey. My wife was stating that I'm like making these odd noises when I'm thinking about something. I was not aware of it, but I am now.
Oh well. Oh well.
So what I do need is like a piece of example code that will, I can just try it by using.
Yeah, sure.
File. So this is the piece of code that I used last week. No, not the one. Probably didn't save it.
It's alive, says Puts. It did blink.
So.
It did blink, yeah.
Just take file examples, stick C. That's probably the NeoPixel bus.
Joseph is asking, is the code for the Atom Matrix going to be open source? I may be able to contribute for anything war driving related.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, I still need to push the PCB design to somewhere so people can if they're crazy enough, order their own. But for the one person in the world that will also want one, besides Joseph, Jilles has a few PCBs left.
Yeah,
so just
I
ask
will,
him. That's way more efficient than purchasing these.
I will send one to Joseph at least. So.
Yeah, and that's the Smd stuff is already done for the one for Joseph.
Yeah.
Because Jilles was worried that you only did through hole before, so I already soldered the USB-C connector.
25 LEDs on pin Neo is 27. Oh. No. Should have at least enough. Yeah.
No, Joseph, it's just I'm thinking up a reply. So yeah, the SMD components were to be included anyway, but yeah, it was easy enough to just make it happen. You saw how fast it went to solder on the USB-C connector, and that's the official hard part of this entire build. This was soldering on the USB-C connector. Let's see. If there's anything cool I still have, we can do. I'll mute my microphone so I don't constantly disturb the chat. I'll be back in a second.
I'm currently compiling the code for an example of the NeoPixel bus that should be able to lit pixels on one of the devices. So if this works, I can make something that listens to I2C and will light up a pixel when you press a button, for instance. Okay, hard resetting, yeah. Actually doing stuff, so this works. So I need to set the intensity of this one, which is currently set to color saturation, pixel count.
Yeah, Joseph, if you've never used flux when soldering, well, you have, but because it's always included in the solder wire as well, that is your problem. So crazy, a VS1053, what is that? What's that for kind of chip? I have not Googled, and I do not know how to Google.
VS, I don't know what it is either.
Oh, it's an MP3 shield.
Oh yeah.
So you're making your own MP3 player? What, an ESP32?
Radio, actually.
Oh, an MP3 radio. To record or to playback the web radio stuff? Because you don't need the 1053. The ESP32 is more than capable enough to do it for you. But yeah, it's cool. Oh, recording is possible. Oh, that's cool.
And it's able to
the
convert
1053
codecs.
The 1053 is a decoder, but that could be done in software. The board supports recording. That's weird. That's cool. That's actually cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. And that is on your ESP32. That's a clever interface. Yeah. Nicely done. Cool.
So, request a device from 1, and I want just 1 byte. If C equals So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a for loop that will, I'm creating a for loop right now, which will scan the 16 different channels to see if, let's do 15, if there's bytes to read, and if the byte is 1, it will show the LED on, and if it is not, then it will show the LED off. So if I create slaves that will either send a 1 or 0 depending on whether one of the keys are pressed, then I'm able to show the individual LED of the device itself.
Cool.
That was my idea, at least.
So while you're doing that, I have also found something in my box labeled mini projects, something that has been laying around for almost 2 years now. Is a little board.
Okay, I'm going to switch to...
No, you don't need to switch. I can just show it in the top corner. That's fine. I'll just keep on talking while you concentrate on your stuff, and I'll distract you. It's a little dragonfly board by Hammes. I think it's a German lady.
Oh yeah. What's her name again?
Hammes.
Yeah.
Emily.
Emily. Yeah.
Emily Hammes.
Yeah, she's on CC.
So here's the link to the one I purchased back then, which is a Celtic knot-shaped dragonfly thingy. I'll zoom in a bit for the stream, so you can see it in the top corner while Jilles is programming away. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little PCB. There's not much on there in terms of components. Well, there is a lot on there actually, but I got a bunch of tiny little, I think, amber LEDs and green LEDs. Let me switch to the microscope. Let's see what I need to. So a bunch of small LED packages. And I suggest, while you do all your programming stuff, I'll just keep on soldering in the top corner. And so we keep people entertained.
Cool. Oh, I need to do a pixel show.
Yep.
And I could do it after the entire loop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did I do wrong?
And for either later or for next week, I also found another project I worked on a long time ago, which was I was trying to build my own ESP32 based smartwatch. Well, not so smart, but with an e-ink display. Because I really love e-ink displays. I have a really tiny e-ink display, which is perfect for a watch. I'll try and show it to you.
Did you see the Hackaday project where someone put his wedding picture into a... Oh, that's a cool one. What's the resolution?
I think it's 96 by 96 or 128 by 128. I'm not entirely sure.
Cool.
It's this one was manufactured in 2017, so just goes to show how long this has been sitting on my shelf. But it's a really cute little display. So that's something for another time. But I'll try and switch over to some soldering. But wedding pictures, what do you mean?
So someone turned their wedding video into a video frame that would show just one frame of the wedding video, and it was calculated back to an entire year, so it resulted into a frame change every 3 minutes. So it would like be static, but like over time you would see like different pictures. So not like a rolling. It is the entire movie of the wedding.
Yeah, but 3 minutes per frame, so the whole movie will take a year or something like that.
Exactly a year.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That is a nice little idea.
I'm messing stuff up.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell that story. I don't remember if I've already told it. Back at SHA 2017, we did the badge, and then we had the presentation about it. And afterwards, one person showed up really happy and pleased with himself, asking me if I have seen the porn app that actually displayed porn instead of being malware. So he wrote a little Python app for the badge that just and he on his server he slid an antique Swedish porn movie. I think he resized it and then cut it into separate PNGs, and he just streamed a porn movie to the SHA badge at half a frame per second.
Yeah. Yeah, that for some reason porn is what makes the world run. Like the new inventions are probably.
It's I think it was a parallel invention because around the same time a friend of mine, Jelle, also made the live streaming of talks possible on the SHA badge, so you could see also in a half a frame per second, which doesn't matter for a basic slide deck of the generic presentations on a conference anyway. A very useful little conference streaming device. So it was cool to see quote unquote full motion video on our not intended for it little badge. I have 2 strips of LEDs. Why do I have 2 strips of LEDs when I'm supposed to use only 1? Oh, we'll see what happens. I'm supposed to have 5 resistors, 1 capacitor. How is your programming going, by the way?
I finished the master part, so now I need to create
the client part.
Client.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I already should have. Right.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'll try and get some soldering done. So I have 2 strips of LEDs, one in a clearly amber case and one in a transparent case, which I don't know the color of, but I'll use the amber ones because I like them better. And I'll go for 1 color instead of 2, because then I'll have to be mindful of a pattern and that sort of stuff. I'm not in the mood for that. And I'm supposed to solder the LEDs first. And the trick is, as you can see, LEDs are polarized. So there's a little symbol in between the 2 pads. And these are, I think, 0603 LEDs. So doable, but relatively small. And I'll get a nice little tray for these to make my life less miserable. Oops. Joseph is proclaiming he's done a lot of cool stuff with his war driving project, and he's happy to help out.
I was hoping for that. He spent a lot of time working on creating a redundant setup using 8266 modules. So he, together with Crazy, helped me into the MQTT stuff and the sensors. So
yeah.
A lot of fun. The switch, will that be like a simple button G39? Simple digital read?
For the Atom, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do probably do a digital read if you do it. Declare it as input pull-up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have external pull-ups, but you can just enable the internal one.
Been too long.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you lose the muscle memory for writing simple stuff like an input and a pull-up.
Pull-up?
Input underscore pull-up, all in capitals.
Yeah, it's working. So I need a define button is 27. Make a push button. Sure.
I'm going to add a little bit of an extra challenge for myself. I'm going to use lead-free solder.
Okay.
Just to annoy myself a little bit.
Jilles is spoiled by the UI flow programming. So true.
Yep.
So true.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
I have no clue. What this will return. Well, maybe I should add serial then. And just right. Oh, and there was a thing where I needed to declare the colors, so RGB, as integer instead of as byte. So it did not work as byte for some reason, while it was just a 02255 value.
Okay.
A serial print line. Print line button state.
In the meantime, I'm testing my LED by just putting my multimeter on the diode mode.
Continue to check. Yeah.
So we can verify an LED working, which will save some hassle. I can even probably use paste for this. Shall we do paste? Paste is cool.
Yeah. Especially up close.
That's extra. Yeah, I'll try and zoom in some more. Let me figure out where I put it. I haven't actually prepared this solder job, but we can totally.
Right.
Yep, and this is a lead-free paste as well, so no problem there. Let me get a needle. Cool. Let's try some paste. Oh, that's way too much.
Yeah, sorry for making your brain sleepy, like watching someone doing some coding.
That's fine. That's fine. We can both have fun and still do stuff. Oh, Joseph was his brain is sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's Joseph. We're living in the middle of a pandemic. Everybody's brain is broken beyond repair. So just give yourself some time. So. I'll zoom in a bit more and tell you guys a little bit about solder paste while Jilles is happily clicking away. Jilles, can you show my microscope view on the big screen for just a few seconds and I'll...
Take your time.
So I've applied some solder paste. And if you look closely, you see all these tiny little grains or balls in some form of liquid. Solder paste is basically solder tin, like the standard solder you use on a wire, but in tiny little grain or ball size. There's different varieties and they're also suspended in some form of flux. So it's basically the same stuff as soldering wire, but just in a paste form. And what you then do is grab an LED. I need to verify the direction. I need to raise my microscope just a little bit so I know what I'm doing.
I like how Clement told that you need a mirror to work on, so you're able to see the bottom.
Yeah, that would have been easier for me. That's his main trick, is using a mirror.
Yeah.
I'm good now in terms of direction, so I'm just going to place it. So normally what happens in the factory is that you use a stencil to apply the paste, nicely distributed. Let's do a close-up of this melting. Oh, I have to probably have to keep it in place, but we'll see what happens. So let's add some heat. I'll clean my tip. Let's see what happens.
Using your soldering iron for heating up the... Oh, wow.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, wow.
So, because I was so sloppy to apply, there's a lot of residue around it. We can just either heat it up or just wash it off later with some alcohol. And you saw how fast that went. It's probably even easier than just doing it by hand with solder wire. So let's do some scrubbing. Put some alcohol. Well, that looks factory made, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. There's still some paste left. I'll have to give the proper wash afterwards, but yeah, that's solder paste. So for now, because I do wish to keep working, I'll zoom out a little bit. The one thing that happened, because I wasn't holding it in place, the surface tension dragged the LED to one side, so that's why it's slightly off center. I'll think about it if I want to correct this, and for now I'll just keep on adding some paste and adding some stuff to the board. So you can switch back to your code, Jilles, because that's why people are here. They want to see you code.
Window view. It's complaining.
Oh,
about stuff.
That never happens.
No.
What is it complaining about?
Undefined reference to 2-wire on request. So on request.
Oh, did you include the 1-wire library?
I did. I probably need to define the request event before the setup then.
Maybe. Is my professional answer on this.
Yeah.
So this solder paste is awesome because it you can just apply it to a board and then leave it for hours and it doesn't dry out. So if you're a slow pick and placer like myself, you can just keep on using it. So let's add some LEDs.
2-wire on request. Why? Let's open my other one.
Is that compiling the other one?
Yeah, that's what I want to try. Slave 1. Run. Because then I can compare what's going on. Request event. No, it is not.
So that's the same problem?
Same problem.
Okay. Can you scroll up? Oh, you have to include. You have wire.begin. That's proper. Oh, there is one line I think you're missing.
Which is?
Or isn't it? Let me check something I wrote. I'll just start Arduino here and have a look myself. It has been a while. I don't need a new version, my dear friend Arduino. Let's see, the I2C scanner always works. For setup wire.begin. Oh,
Yeah.
Why is there a 1 in your wire.begin?
That's the ID for the slave. So it states.
Oh, I've never ever used that. Also,
Yeah.
You might want to declare the pins as well for the I2C because we're not using the default bus.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's figure out which way to go. And that's probably.
I did that before.
Yeah, that's just your
in
wire.begin should have the 2 pins and then probably the ID as well.
Okay.
Right, but I've never known it to have a slave ID on it.
This is a different library as ESP, the default ESP32.
Oh, you replaced the default wire library.
Well, the.
Oh, are you starting the correct library?
That I don't know. Yes. go to libraries. Manage libraries. I2C slave USB32. This one, it is installed.
Maybe just if the library includes some example code, just try that.
ESP32 I2C. So let's see. File. Example. ESP32. I2C slave. I don't see it in here. Incompatible. No.
Oh, there it is.
Where?
6
Oh,
up
yeah.
from where.
So that's
No, a little bit. Yeah, there.
Slave sender.
So get those examples. That
Oh,
should help.
this is really different. Okay, so I did not save my stuff. Okay. Balen. Yeah, wire slave is what I need. So now I need to recompile the master as well.
So people, if you have suggestions for Gilles or me, just shout at your screen, or you can type it in.
So what were the pins again that we used?
Oh, I can check that.
21 and 25, I suppose, since it is on the same
The ones
side.
on the 4-pin on the top side. So 21 and 25, I suppose. Yeah, 21 and 25.
And which one is which? Looking at the grove?
Because we're not using the grove at the moment, you can just choose, and we can change that up later.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. 21, 25.
Just have to remember, and this will fail spectacularly because we're us, we just have to remember that we need to check that later on.
Okay. 21, 25, 1. So
I love solder paste. It looks so insanely pretty. Immediately.
So I need the atom ID.
So, for people, are you still enjoying yourself? Because there is not much going on, and I see people dropping off from the stream like flies. We're now at 5 viewers.
13 on my side.
Oh, 13 on the YouTubes. Oh, that's good. But if you have suggestions, if you want us to change stuff up, let us know. We're very accommodating. And I've pasted a few more spots for LEDs, so I'm going to add them nice and slow. I'm in the mood for a little bit of simple soldering.
Request event. Where's my request event?
The chat is on the stream for platforms, and it is red. Oh, they tend not to read the YouTube chat. Yeah, that's stream to station 240. That's probably my fault because I have the chat with the Twitch stream open, which has an easy accessible chat.
Yeah.
And the YouTube chat is embedded in the stream, which I'm also seeing, but in a really tiny font, so I'm constantly missing that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I
sorry.
do have it like in a larger one, like I see that Ian and Station 240.
Yeah,
states.
and Aran is saying solder paste melting is so rejuvenating to watch. It is incredibly beautiful. And TensorCat is saying COVID's knocking us off. I hope not. Hang in there. We still have winter to deal with. So winter is traditionally a depressing season for a lot of hackers, including yours truly. So hang in there. Find your local support and keep going. It's hard. We know. So let's grab another one. I'm enjoying this kit. It's like one of those Velemon kits when I was small, but with just a little bit more of a level to it. Yeah, good reason to build stuff and try new things. Yeah, for Christmas holiday, I'll probably just get a complicated Lego set and just build stuff without thinking. That's one of the things I enjoy doing during my holidays. Just do something where I can just switch off mentally and just enjoy the build or the project or whatever. And Lego has that for me. But I haven't seen many cool new Lego sets that are worth getting at the moment. I mean, I've got the Saturn V, I've got the Lunar Lander, all done. Yeah, this is looking good. Needs some cleanup, but it's coming together nicely.
What is going on?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Serial. I was expecting something.
Can you do 2 serial monitors?
Where's 2?
Oh, or is this one device?
Just one device.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I need to add some serial setup.
The smart people tend not to get sick as we avoid catching it as much as possible. Yes, but that comes at a price when you're, especially with us in the Netherlands, a lot of smart people lock themselves in, isolate themselves, and then get the penalty of all those stupid people still running around and spreading the disease like a wildfire. So yeah, it's that's like a kick in the backside for the people who are trying to actively prevent the spread of the virus. LNL.game network, there's a lot of screens. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. You're currently seeing from top left to top right. Top left is a mirror of this main screen. The second one on the left is the project with the atom matrix, or matrix squared, whatever you call it. The third one is the microscope view. The fourth one is my microscope and my webcam feed, where I'm soldering a little soldering kit just for some relaxing in the background. And on the top right is Jilles, your host. On the left is the I avoid warranties for a living sticker. Below that is the chat, and in the center screen currently is the Arduino environment with 2 windows open because Jilles is trying to get a program up and running.
But it's not very successful at it.
Yeah, crazy. We're not at that stage even yet.
Yeah.
We're.
I
think it's currently just getting one of them working.
Yeah. So for some reason. The pixel pin is 27. That is not working.
You got the wrong pin?
Yeah, button is 39. So.
So Lucky is asking on IRC, how many M5 matrices are there, Gilles and Sebastian? There are 16 in this device, 4x4.
Yeah.
Which is insane considering that we're now having 16 times a very powerful dual core or triple core processor, depending on how you look at it. On that single board is the equivalent of, I think, 16 roughly Pentium 2 type devices, which is bonkers. Yep. Well, we at least got a decent discount.
Yeah. Oh, we got a pretty discount. So thanks M5 for doing so.
Yeah. Yep. So the plan is to have 16 in a slave mode, doing the Wi-Fi stuff or doing the monitoring stuff on all the channels, and then have a single additional M5 module over I2C control all the devices. So then it will be 17 ESP32 devices. Oh, what are we getting ourselves into? Let's see if I have some rubbing alcohol and clean some of this gunk off the left-hand side of the board, because there's one half already done. I love this lead-free paste better than I love my lead-free soldering wire. This is so much easier. The main thing you need to get right is dispensing it, but that's about it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 done out of 20. I'm not a fast solderer for today. I can be fast, but not today. And I don't have a stencil to dispense the paste anyway. Let's look at the chat again. See if there's something we missed. No, we didn't miss anything. We're up to date. But yeah, how is everybody holding up in this whole pandemic thing? What are you doing to keep yourself a little bit sane? C64 crying in the corner. Oh yeah, Extensa dual core microprocessor, 160 or 240 megahertz. Memory is just 520 KB SRAM, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 25 LED, RGB LEDs, times 16. Yeah, your C64 is crying in the corner, but your C64 is 120 years old anyway. That's progress. You were never sane. Okay, TensorCat. That's cool too. Does it help? That's the main question. Does it help? So I'll get on some more paste in the meantime. Oh, I've hand soldered using paste It's easier for some of the SMD ICs I'm using, and it's easier to melt. Yes, there's so much more flux in there. So yeah, that works a lot better. Especially when you're doing a QVent stuff, that'll make your life a lot easier. But it's mainly due to the flux, not due to the ease of the paste. If you add a lot of flux, then the soldering job will become easier anyway. As Louis Rossmann always says, the bigger the glob, the better the job. Which is, by the way, if you're somewhat into electronics or the process of repairing stuff, you should totally watch Louis Rossmann. At least his MacBook repairs. He is also ranting about the rental situation in New York, that sort of stuff. But the main thing for me is the repair videos, and which is cool. And he's constantly bashing Apple for it. It's incredible. You live in Texas. Well, good luck, because you have a pandemic and tornadoes and fire season probably all together. Good luck. You can tell you are an introvert. You can tell you are an introvert when the pandemic hits and your life doesn't change that much.
True that.
That is partially true, yeah. But for me, it's the constant having to be aware of your surroundings, like when you do need to go to a supermarket because you can't get stuff delivered, and you have to be aware because there's people around you coming way too close. That sort of stuff. Being aware that if you catch that disease because someone else wasn't wearing a mask, you will suffer and have long-term consequences for it. That sort of stuff. That's what hit me the most. If only I were an introvert. Yeah, true.
But like they seem to blend into each other, like having one continuous block behind a computer.
Yeah, that's also a thing. The rhythm of your day, not actually going into work. That's interesting stuff. What it does to you psychologically when you're just bonded to a screen instead of having somewhat of a human population around you. It's yeah, it'll be interesting for years to come to study the effects of the whole lockdown pandemic finish. So let's do some more paste. That's more than enough for this one. A little glob here. And I'll put it in its right place in a second. But I'm just using a generic boring toothpick to spread some paste around, and I'm making a mess, but that doesn't matter much. The paste will melt and the flux will pull everything together.
Joseph is saying I'm really introverted, but I made a war driver which is useless until I actually leave my house with it. It has been a good motivator. Yeah, I mean that as well. Like
yeah. During the beginning of the whole stay-at-home thing in the Netherlands, which was months ago already, we regularly just took walks outside. So okay, we're going now. No phones, nothing needed, just the keys to get back into the house and just walk. And then when you're bored, you go back. Seeing different people, which you normally see. I miss a bunch of friends of mine. I talk to them, but on the phone or on IRC, but it's not the same. That's why I'm pushing for ETH0 to happen next week, so I can at least see them on camera and just have a fun evening together. It's not the same, but it's better than, basically better than nothing. Oh wow, the subtitles caught ETH0 properly. That subtitle thing is actually...
It's Google.
So it's actually doing it reasonable.
Yeah, it is.
Lucky is saying RIP Tuesday barbecue. Yeah, the RevSpace barbecue is well, the socialness of eating a meal together with friends. I used to cook at RevSpace for groups of, oh, shut up, multimeter. I used to cook for at least 10 to 15 to 24 people at RevSpace, and indeed the Tuesday barbecues at the Hackerspace. I miss the interaction. And TensorCat is writing, it's been much harder on my wife. Yeah, I can relate to that. My partner is also having a hard time with the current situation, unable to visit the few friends she has, fearing that her last remaining hobbies will soon be unavailable because of regulations that will inevitably come, because we still have idiots in this country. So yeah, it's a hard time for a lot of people. So be careful with each other. And now I need to place some more LEDs.
I changed my print line that didn't work with a LED, and that did work, but it turned out that I made an oopsie in a subroutine because my request event still had wire instead of wire slave. So
That will work. So you replace that?
I replaced that.
You might want to do a search for your entire code, or is it just the one wire request?
Let's do the search. Wire. No, it's just one. Oh, this one includes Arduino as well. Okay, let's do that then.
Yeah.
You have a friend in the interstate, station 240, not in a lockdown, but he is and cannot visit as he planned.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do. It's not the nice thing to do, but it's a smart thing to do. So let's do another LED.
For some reason I cannot get serial to work.
That's weird. Have you connected it to its own USB-C and not just...
Yeah, this is like a separate cable. I'm using like this one to test it.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, sometimes you need to restart it to make it work. No, not
serial upload speed.
Yeah, it's a one.
Oh wait, no, wait. It's uploaded properly. That's not a problem. Where is your? Yeah, you're using the basic serial 96.
Yeah.
96. So that works. And it doesn't even print that because. Okay, can you the strip.begin? Can you move that below the serial.begin and the serial starting, so we know where it crashes?
Yeah.
And another LED.
So that's it. No messages?
No. Oh, did it work?
No.
Oh. Weird.
Weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joseph is saying close the serial monitor.
Yeah, that's what I did. Maybe do I have some more open?
Oh, can you? Can you open the serial monitor and then hit the reset button on your M5?
Yeah.
So we can see if we can see the garbage, then we know the serial connection is working.
Okay. The side, right? Okay. Oh, I to see. Okay. So that's okay.
Hey, it's alive.
Oh, now I know what I need to do. So the default is 115200, I think. For
Oh, the
the
serial speed.
serial.
No, that doesn't matter because that's
Yeah,
just the ESP32 always blurps out a bit of garbage at the top.
No, but that is actually data. If you put it to 115200, it's readable. So
Oh yeah,
if you keep it the same one, then
sure.
I to C okay. So it means that is working okay.
Cool.
Clear output. Hard resetting. Reset. Starting. I to C okay. So on request. Oh, this is stupid. This only works when a master is querying it.
Yes.
Okay.
So then, on the other device, you just have the I2C scanner or whatever. There's also a master example code, right? You just picked the slave one right now.
Yeah, but I need to code the other one to be master as well.
Mm-hmm.
To have the proper code for master. File save. Don't need this one then. Don't need this
So
one.
yeah, let's see if there's something. No, nothing new in the chat.
Sender.
So what are your projects? We saw Crazy's MP3 player recorder thingy. Hey Crazy, if you can get it working on Mumble, I will make 10 of them. I would love a dedicated Mumble walkie-talkie. Mumble is such an awesome thing to keep the group and the community together. And having that on a separate device would, I would like that. So that's another few LEDs done. Slowly we're getting there.
Master reader. Okay.
Oh, crap.
What?
The kit doesn't have enough LEDs from the single color.
Okay.
Crap. So now I need to think up a pattern and maybe move some LEDs to actually make it work. 1, 2, oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs are still available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can. Why did she do this? Oh. What happened? Let me check if I actually got enough and that I lost some or that they didn't package enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, I'm missing 3. There goes your faith in humanity. Yeah, that's the thing I concluded to Crazy. It's Mumble is awesome, but there's no code yet available for the ESP32. I'm going to take a break from soldering. I am not good at dealing with setbacks, so let's switch camera and have a look at Jilles' code as well. Okay. Yeah. Ow.
Delay in milliseconds. Okay.
I'll go and do another little project. And I'll show you before I begin. So I was talking about that little ESP32 smartwatch I was making a year, maybe 2 years ago. Put it on the webcam. Little board called the Jelly Watch. And this is how I do prototypes. I just populate the bare minimum to try and get it working. So the power supply is on there, the ESP32, the serial chip, and that's about it. And back then I didn't have a proper microscope, so I couldn't, and no real soldering gear to speak of. So I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. But I just grabbed it and had a look because I couldn't get the USB to enumerate. And I'll zoom in on the USB connector, solder joints, and show you guys what is the problem. Let's see if I can get it clear enough. So what you're seeing in the background, I think, oh, I need to transfer, shit, I forgot to switch to the microscope. So what I think you're seeing is a dead short between a few pins here in the background. So between the pins. See it. Sorry?
I can barely see it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll just raise it up a bit and add some more light.
Yeah.
But okay, trust me, somewhere between these pins, I think there's a short. Might just be molten plastic. I'm not entirely sure. It's way deep into the behind the plastic, so let's just try and fix that, shall we? That'll be fun. Let's see if we can get this thing a bit more further along, because that's what the project actually stalled on, that I couldn't get the ESP32 to enumerate.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I'll get my big clunky soldering tip. I'll get a nice big glob of flux. So how's your code going, Jilles?
It is compiling.
That's always a good sign.
but there was an error. X may be initialized. This function. Okay. Let's make X0 then.
Let's see what happens with my solder joint. Huh. That may have solved it. I'll plug it into a computer.
No beep test?
Nah.
Smoke test?
Boring. I did not hear a Windows BP sound. So it's probably still not enumerating. Let's try and start up apparaatbeheer, also known as Device Manager in the Windows.
It's doing something.
Your code. Oh,
yeah.
switch to your code. Switch to your code. Then I'm
actually look at this one. So if I'm pressing this button, all are off.
Yeah.
So
hey, you're
off,
pushing one button and something
on.
else happens on something else.
Yeah. But it is.
That is cool.
I was only expecting to have just one LED instead of having them all.
Yeah, that's. I think I destroyed this USB connector. I'll try and find one. Then we could do some more USB. Then I'll show you why I hate USB micro connectors if I can find them. And I'll hit mute so don't disturb you while you're talking.
Receive byte as character.
Yes, you can switch to your code again.
Yeah, okay.
It's boring as well.
Window view. Okay. So let's request byte as character. Sleeve.
That went well. So you're now debugging your code?
Yeah, I'm taking out all the error handling because it was reading multiple bytes while I'm only sending one.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
How am I going to pull this chip off or this connector off the board?
Oh, this will not work. So I need to pull my master off. USB has a fuse, so it should be okay-ish.
Need to transfer Richard microscope as well.
Yeah, that's like the subtitling.
Oh yeah, the subtitle is horrendous. Kartoffel. I think that's Kartoffel. Can you post a link in the chat to that paste dispenser you're building? Because I think that will be interesting to more people. I don't want to get the hot air station. Please don't make me get the hot air station. I can, I just don't want to. Now I'm gonna get the hot air station. This is Stupid. I have the proper tool for the job anyway.
Cool. Thanks for sharing, Kartoffel.
Sorry about the noise. It'll be over in a few seconds.
What are you doing?
I'm heating up the hot air gun to get this connector off once and for all.
Okay.
Because sometimes a part just needs to go away.
Oh. I need a semicolon somewhere.
Yeah, it's like with Python, I hate the mandatory indentation.
Yeah.
With C, I hate the mandatory semicolons.
Yeah, it's odd sitting in front of one screen and programming on the other while sitting like... yeah, this is like the recipe for having back injuries.
Wow.
Okay, this works. Oh, this is very cool.
Huh? Is it working?
Yeah. So if I press this button, then the light will go on and off. So what I'm going to do now is taking another one and programming it as a different slave. So that should have like different reaction.
Okay.
So where is this one? So
So the one that's, which one is the slave, which one is the master?
the bottom one with the red LED.
That's the slave.
This is the master, and all the others are the slave. So now I change the slave master ID into 2, and now I should be able to address the second.
Cool. The hot air is almost cooled down again, so it's almost going to be gone from your audio.
No, I don't hear anything.
Wow, good microphone. It's really loud here.
Okay.
It's cutting right through my noise cancelling headset.
Okay, adding the other one. And now I have automatically the second LED goes on. And if I press it, it goes off. Press the other one, goes off as well. On, off. So I2C works.
Wow. So this crazy contraption we were dreaming up what actually is theoretically possible and more likely practically possible.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is very cool.
Yeah, I dig it.
I thought you have to press the window, but it's actually the casing that tilts.
Yeah, it's actually the two PCBs are sandwiched together with the button in between.
Yeah.
So what you're actually doing is compressing the two boards, and it's not as much the casing, it's the window against the pin headers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, smart. Joseph, this is exactly the challenge that I was working on. So we were thinking about using like a binary setup on the pins. So you have like a digital pin that you can read to see. So how many pins do we have left? So
I have a suggestion to make it a lot easier for us. There is a little library called Wi-Fi settings by Jurt and Putz.
Yeah.
And you can have your own custom settings in that. So just plug in one atom, have it pop up on Wi-Fi to set a number, and then saving it, and then doing the next one.
Yeah.
It's maybe even easier to do.
Okay.
But not for now, maybe.
Oh, okay. But
maybe not for now.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, and there's one more thing. I look like Apple. I got another present today.
Oh.
And it's not a present because I bought it. But it's this board.
A present from past you to now you.
Yeah, that's it. So, can I make this up close somehow? So this is a board. It's 2-component board, and it is actually a USB sniffer.
Ah.
So you stick.
You can switch screens so people can see it on the big screen.
Yeah. Dashcam. So, there's a device side and a host side. So this one has like a USB on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add some light to it. So it's USB on the side, and the other one has micro USB, so you can.
Oh yeah. So it's like sitting in between with a little logic analyzer thingy.
Yeah. It's not Wireshark. You need their piece of code. The name of the. So let's go.
It's the same board as one of those Salier logic analyzers, right?
Is it?
Yes and no. It's a different board, but it's the same chip.
Oh, okay.
So you can probably just use the SIG-ROC stuff.
Yeah, you need to configure it with Zadig. And they have this piece of software. It's $98.
Oh wow! They're charging you for their Sniffer software?
No. The software is for free. But the hardware, so you can either have like the simple board or the board below, so the different versions. But this allows you, let me switch to the window view, do a man in the middle, similar to. So this is like their easy sniffer software. I still need to set it up and make a test. So what I previously did was use the Face Dancer. There was talk about Face Dancer on SHA as well. It was made by Travis Goodspeed and Michael Osman. Did the Hackaday, and he worked together with Travis on the new one. I think he bought the name Great Fat for €5 in a bar. There was some war story about that, but this is like a face dancer that's more advanced and has like a higher throughput rate, since the other one was serial. But what you could do is have a device, so either a client device asking for stuff, so you could connect it to your computer and enumerate all the USB devices that your PC was accepting. But you could also connect a USB stick and read from it. But you could also like connect it to a television. The television would like search for this magical name for it to update, so you would know its magical name, and it would maybe check for some sort of signature or hash. So you would send it the original firmware first, and then send it like your malicious or altered or open source firmware after, to be able to flash it and bypass its security featers.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and there is a special device to test USB, but it's like €500 for high speed, and for USB 3 I think it's a few thousand even, and this being only like $90 will make it very cheap to do USB reading. And like there's a lot in security that still works on USB. So really looking forward to test this. Before this, I only did the USB P cap on the machine itself to be able to read it. But yeah, this would be a way to do it on the hardware. So yeah,
Nice.
really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's. And there's one other thing. This is what Crazy told me. So these are Dallas temperature sensors.
Oh yeah. I saw that on the Twitter.
Yeah, like encased, and the idea is of connecting these to your central heating on the inlet and outlet and warm water to be able to see if everything is still working and without having to walk to the attic to see if everything is still working. So just tie it up to the heating, add it to an either ESP32 or
yeah, that's it's actually something. It's actually something I want for my heating system as well.
Yeah.
We have it's not municipal, but it's for the whole. Basically, for the whole block, we have a centralized heating system based on geothermic heat, and let's put it mildly, the company fails spectacularly in providing heat or cooling or whatever.
You're able to map it into a graph and have evidence.
Yeah, and I would like to know, because the system is very silent in my house, and I hardly notice when the heating is off until it gets too cold, or I don't notice the cooling coming on until I notice it's a heat wave and it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something I've been meaning to add to my systems as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
And it's to Grafana
or
whatever.
Yeah, and just have a graph of it so
Yeah.
so you can just at least see it easily without heading into
Did you
without
choose
heading
a
into
new
the attic.
connector to it?
I'm working on it. I removed the old one, cleaned up the board, and modified this USB connector a little bit because it was the wrong footprint.
Okay.
Now I'm getting ready to solder all the mechanical bits first, and then the.
Yeah, let's switch to yours then. I was working on a chip last week, and I needed to lift a pin to try and get JTAG access to it, and
then it broke.
And I had to Dremel it off, and surprisingly, it's very easy to connect wires to it. So you have to.
Oh yeah, so you dremeled a bit of the package away so you could reach the lead frame.
Yeah,
that's well done.
That's I thought that might be a cool challenge to like buy a couple of SMD or pin through hole EEPROMs, flash them, and then break off their pins, so people have to do it themselves.
Yeah, the thing I have been contemplating is like a soldering / hardware CTF design. So I have a board where there's stuff wrong with it. There is one with a broken off pin, have some footprint reversed, some cool short somewhere where you need to bodge or Dremel a hole through under the PCB to the other side to get to a certain ball on a BGA. Anything crazy so you can have a real reworking challenge.
Never in one challenge.
I have. I've seen a reworking challenge board. Okay. I don't know if it was open source and expensive or just crazy expensive, but I didn't get one back then. I don't remember where I saw it, so that's a shame. But it's something. It's on the back of my mind to come up with next to. I mean, we've
like the mass produce, like for larger.
Maybe even that. Maybe just get something done cheaply assembled by JLC with some standard components, and just.
But like making it not work on purpose is kind of hard for them as well.
No, they don't care. They honestly don't care.
Yeah. So you can ask them to do a wrong positioning or?
Well, let's be. Nobody noticed the LEDs on the Hacker Hotel badge being the wrong side around.
Yeah.
And the diodes as well.
Yeah.
Which was probably partially the assembler's fault, even. Hack Rotel badge. Hacker Hotel badge. Let's try it.
Hotel badge.
Nope.
This one is for Joseph. Hello world. No.
What's hello?
Yeah, we were trying to teach the Atom Echo to listen to Joseph listen. And he said hello or welcome, and it was like translating it into hello world each and every time. But Joseph is saying, by the way, that the DS18B20 was his first sensor he ever used about 10 years ago, and that's what got him into sensors. And actually, he introduced me to these sensors because I thought it was just a single sensor and did not know each and every one had its own serial number.
Yeah, that's the one cool feature of the DS18B20. It's on the one-wire bus. So it's just voltage, ground, and then data.
Yeah.
And you can even make it a two-wire bus if you're brave enough, but keep it on 3 wires. But the one-wire bus is all these chips have their own unique serial number, which is very, very usable. So you can just plug a bunch of them into your device and have it working.
YOLO. Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously, I have for the Sniffer project, I wrote some code that just does detects every DS18B20, pluck out its serial number, pluck out the temperature, and then push it to Grafana, so you can figure out which one is which later on. You don't need to set it up in your device; you can just set it up at the end of the chain.
Yeah.
Joseph is also warning for fake DS18B20s. Yeah, that's a problem we faced I faced as well. We also had an issue with stuff being sold as a DS18B20, but it not behaving like one. The difference is that the DS18B20 has a bit of EEPROM in it, where you can set 2 bytes with a custom variable, which is useful if you want to program your own IDs into the device. You don't need to, but you can.
Oh, cool. That I didn't know.
Officially, it's for setting temperature alerts, but who cares? It was way more usable when just used as a
identification serial
as
number.
A little identification number.
That's cool, by the way.
It's what we used at before I joined RevSpace at our previous location. They had a problem with too many windows that they were able to open, and they needed a monitoring system for it. So they hooked up switches to each one.
Yeah.
But then they needed to identify which window was open or closed. So behind the switch, they hooked up one of those DS18B20s with a serial number programmed into it.
Yeah.
And then you could, and a zone, and the 2 bytes where one was the zone and one was the number, the number window from left to right or something. I don't remember. So they used it as a very cheap window open identification system.
That is very cool.
Which also came with a temperature feature, which was not needed, but
yeah. Station 240, I had to Dremel off an 18-pin dip package after I cut off most of the pins, only to find it's much harder to get a replacement. Yeah. Yeah, actually I find it easier to add botch wires to the package itself instead of the legs, or having both of them, as it's like a flat surface instead of all the pins next to each other. I lack a 3D microscope, so I have a hard time seeing the third dimension.
Yeah, I can tell you from soldering a lot of stuff, you don't get used to that, but it is experience based.
Yeah.
You'll at some point come to realize, oh yeah, I'm just doing this wrong.
Yeah.
About that, my little board with the new USB connector still isn't working, so I probably fried the USB serial chip, which is going off next. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
But maybe for another time we'll see what
So
happens.
you have like a stack of USB serial chips
I
lying
have
around?
I have these chips. This is a CP210 something. I think it's a 2104. I'm not sure. I'll clean it up a bit so we can have a look.
And what is its purpose?
USB to serial, just like for an ESP.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not in focus. That's what's wrong. 2102 even.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So this is the 2102N, and it's probably a fake chip.
So,
but that doesn't matter for much. But the quality of the silk of the imprint on it, of the engraving, is so low, it's probably a fake.
yeah.
So yeah.
A question for you, Sebas.
Yeah?
Sometimes I run into EEPROMs that have two I2C IDs. Is that like a fake thing?
No, that's probably one for reading and one for writing.
Oh, okay.
It's maybe there's I can imagine two things, but the one makes sense and the other doesn't. And a third option. So option number 3, I'll do that first, is some form of software or timing error which causes it to do weird stuff. One being a second address being an all-call function. Like my flip dot display has a bunch of LED drivers which support two I2C addresses, one their own address and one a hey, address everyone address.
Yeah.
So you can set all the drivers to off or on or whatever you want. But for your use case, I would imagine it being a read and a write address.
No, because
or a timing error.
It's a 24C512 Altmail, like simple one.
Oh, that could also be that the 512 is quite big. I'll get the data sheet open.
But like if I get them from the Netherlands, they have one I2C address, and if I get them from China, they have two.
Oh, does it work properly?
It does work properly, even if I only use one address.
Oh.
I do
Interesting.
I do have to say I do not use all the data of the chip. So maybe it does not, and maybe it's just a package that hosts 256 EEPROMs. That's what I suspect.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the Atmel datasheet for the thing, and it doesn't. So what two addresses does it use? Is it two sequential ones, or is it two random ones?
No, it's two sequential ones. So the same one that the official one has, and one next to it.
Yeah, that's the reading and the writing.
Okay.
Because if you look at the datasheet, the least significant bit is the read-write bit.
Okay.
So that's why you're getting two addresses.
But that's
probably
odd that I won't get them on the ones that.
Yeah, that's probably because the China ones follow a slightly different specification.
Yeah.
So yes, they are fake. Are they bad fakes? I don't know.
They work for their purpose. So. Yeah.
Then you're good. So why is this not working?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the circuit board.
The M5 board.
Yeah, the M5 squared. Yeah, Matrix squared.
that USB connector is not going anywhere. That's perfect now. So I am going to pull off the CP2102 again. I've been reworking this board for 2 years now.
So that's like flux, and are you using like suction?
Flux and no heat. Just
yeah,
heat.
but how do you take the chip off? Like
tweezers, yeah.
Okay. I tend to use like suction as well, like these heat resistive suction things.
Yeah, but I'm taking off the entire QFN in one go. So.
Okay.
So let me set that up for you and show you what I'm doing. Hitting a button, and I need to plug in the hot air again. There she goes. Let's see what is underneath this little chip.
Yeah, Ian is telling I had fake SN65 HVD 230 CAN transceivers from China. Now use Mauser. Yeah, I think that if you want stuff reliable, get it from a proper one, and if it's like just a lab to test stuff.
Yeah, but even the reputable vendors get spoofed sometimes.
Okay.
Not often, but it does. It has been known to happen.
But then at least you have a warranty, right?
Yeah, you can complain, but if it's in your product,
yeah,
1,000 pieces, then you're screwed. That's why you always do, even if you're just doing another run, just do a test run.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, assemble 20, ship them to me.
Yeah.
They'll charge you for it, but it's well worth doing. So that's the chip off.
Warranty void when soldered, yeah.
Yeah, well, not even warranty void, but it's just you can't in a generic product you can't fix 1,000 products.
No.
You can fix 1,000 SHA badges, but it'll cost you your soul.
Yeah, I was about to say that it does not count for either Camp Zone or Hacker Hotel or.
With Camp Zone we had 0. Well, the Camp Zone 2018 or 2018 batch had rework done to it because they missed a few things. But the Camp Zone 19 and 20 were actually rework free, which is pretty incredible, considering that it's still hobbyist work.
Yeah, and I really like how all those rework setups were done, like people doing just one piece.
That's something I really enjoy organizing, is just making the machine sing, the human machine. So here we go, nice and clean again. I removed all the solder. And let's do paste. I like paste. There is already some remaining flux on there, so I'm just going to add a little bit of paste to the center. I hope. That's too much, but that's okay. I'll just grab my toothpick and remove a bunch and spread it. And this will be fun, hopefully be funny to see, Jilles, if this all works out the way I envision it. This should look fairly magical. There's a little bit put too much here, so remove some.
Yeah, I'm kind of a control freak, so having like balls underneath and just trusting that it all will work out is something that I need to.
Oh yeah, but it's, I'm trusting that the laws of physics still work.
Yeah, that's it basically.
But that's the same with the hand soldering. People want the small soldering tips because of control. They feel they need to be very, very precise, while in fact you don't need to.
Yeah.
Like with the USB-C connector we did earlier this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to see. It like builds up confidence if you want to work on smaller pieces.
I think where I have one of those chips.
Actually, before the Hacker Hotel batch, I barely did any SMD. So you are the one that made me do the butching of the wires, and actually that started a new addiction. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I think we started you off with, hey, you see these transistors?
Yeah, cut them off.
Chop them off.
Yeah. Yeah, and working my way up to doing the butch wires.
Okay, let's see. Where was pin 1 supposed to go? I don't remember. There is... Oh yeah, top right.
Wow.
So this is my messy setup.
I have such a hard time applying solder paste. Like, it does not seem to go where I want.
No, but that's the fun about this. If I'm right, it doesn't need to. And I'm gonna push this ever slightly in the correct direction. It doesn't. Also, the placement of the QFN doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to be in the ballpark.
Yeah.
So it's correct in this direction. It's roughly correct in this direction.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing you need to check. You can always, while heating up, you can... Oh, I removed the power. I need to have a second power to this desk. So let's do 3 something. 330 is fine. A little bit less airflow. Heating up. Let's see if we can make this happen. Let's focus.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, that should work. Okay, so
it's really a joy to watch this.
I'm gonna slowly just move across it. You already see stuff moving.
Yeah.
Oh! I blew it away. I blew it. Let's keep it just a little bit more in spot.
So what's the temperature?
I'm currently heating up to about 300 something.
Okay.
I think I don't have enough solder paste on here. I'm also drifting. No, I'm not doing this right. No, I failed. Which is not a problem because we can still fix this. We just need to wait for my board to cool down a little bit so the solder paste doesn't melt instantly. But we need to add a bit more.
Oh, you're not using wick.
No.
clean it up and start over?
No, I made a mess anyway, so who cares? There's way too much on the on that side, but we can figure it out later. And if there's underfill somewhere, so no paste, we can also fix that later by hand. So a bit more.
Joseph saying this stream shows me that I've been soldering wrong for my whole life. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
No,
So,
well, means that you learn a lot.
Yeah. The main thing you learn with experience is trusting your tools.
Yeah.
And trusting that it'll somehow work itself out. I'll slow down the airflow a bit.
Yeah, he's saying I've been working hard, not smart.
Yeah, same here. The one thing I'm also doing wrong is that I'm using a metal plate as my base. So that's sucking away the heat from my board.
Okay. What should you use? Silicon?
No, just have something to raise it, or
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe a piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's not melting, so it's not hot enough, which is my shitty hot air gun. So I'll raise it a few degrees. There we go. There's some mistakes on there, but we'll fix that in a bit. That should be our cue event.
Cool.
So there's some bridges there.
Yeah.
That's something we can fix. Main thing I need to check is alignment, because I didn't keep it in place. So yeah, it's roughly in its spot where it's supposed to be.
A little bit of wick. Or
Yeah,
maybe
not even wick. Just flux and the tip of the soldering station is enough.
Yeah.
As I'm always showing, let's increase airflow, lower temperature, because the hot air gun needs to cool down before I can switch it off and switch to the soldering station again. Well, if this replacement doesn't work, I'm going to chuck the board and just build a new one, because I have a few new ones lying around, but not tonight then.
In the
Cheap
bottom
and easy.
of the screen, it's like stating Hack, sort of.
Huh? What?
No, it's 1.8 UH.
Micro Henry.
Henry,
Yeah, that's.
No, it's like Hack reversed.
Oh yeah. So it's
Like to
almost
motivate
cool.
you.
That's cool enough. Let's see where the plug in the soldering station. Let's get the slightly thinner tip. And get some flux on that board, because you never have enough flux in these circumstances.
You could buy shares on Flux.
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Quick
can.
Chip. Yeah, actually, you're the CEO of Quick Chip.
I wish. But you don't need to buy chip quick flux. Any gel flux will do.
Yeah.
And here we go. Nice and clean.
Wow! Oh wow!
That's why you use flux, my friends.
Yeah.
So let's do this one. Oh, I broke a pad. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's hopefully not connected to anything.
Yeah.
That's probably why it came loose anyway. That's a little bit too rich. Let's clean the tip. Let's do it again. No, you don't want to?
Almost.
It's getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, and this I run into that.
It's the thick traces.
Yeah.
That's sucking away the heat, but it's almost clean. Oh, that's a destroyed pad. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. Already.
That's fine. That's fine. It's not connected.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be it. I just need to fix this broken one a little bit more.
Straighten out.
Straighten it out a little. Oh, it's totally loose, but who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what's there.
Perfect.
That's fine.
There's some balls underneath the corners.
No, that's the silk screen actually.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully. Well, it might be a dead short, but there's a short. Can you see it? The second and third pin.
Yeah, small one.
That's
like hair.
Yeah, that's actually the more interesting ones to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to measure all of them with needles.
This one is perfect. Okay, so let's see what it does on the USB.
Already? Not cleaning first?
No.
No clean flux. It's the name.
No, this board is as dead as a dodo. But it could be. There's one part that's weird here, and that's this boring fuse. And fuses tend to blow themselves, so let's get rid of this fuse. GTFO. Let's just get a
piece of wire.
Let's do this. Come on.
What kind of wire are you using?
Standard Bosch wire, so the copper wire with the lacquer on it.
Okay.
So I have to heat it for just a few.
Yeah.
No, doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. Let's be lazy.
Been through hell.
Nah. Do I have something easy I can just grab? No, I'll just do this. I'll heat up the wire and burn off all the enamel. Come on.
Joseph saying, I'll buy some flux, throw it all over the board and see if it works. That's not how it works.
It's partially how it works.
Yeah, but you need some heat maybe as well.
I can't solder.
Scrape the enamel off with a knife.
Yeah, but I'll get some heat in there. I'm not pushing down hard enough. No, still not grabbing. What the hell am I doing wrong? Ah, there we go. That's one. Yeah, now it's stuck.
Yeah.
Ow, that's hot. Ah. Cool. Yay, it smells like... No, it doesn't smell like chicken. It's still hot though. I broke it.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm already detaching it, but that's good because now I know it's a bad solder joint. So let's do it with a bit more.
Yeah.
Now it's stuck.
This is going nowhere.
You call that soldered? This is how you solder.
I see this image of home improvement. Need more power. Need more solder.
And it needs more cowbell anyway. So, okay, so now we botched that in. Let's try the board again. It probably won't work. Ta-ta-ta-ta! It was the fuse! Always check your fuses. Fuses are not part of your program. You should never incorporate an electronic fuse in your device. Where is the COM port? It's actually reading as a Silicon Labs USB serial port. So let's plug in the ESP. Let's try COM4. Let's see if the ESP lives. Ha! The ESP lives. Okay, let's try and flash something into it. You can't see it, but I can.
No.
Oh, I'm just having fun here.
We
I'm
see
just having
your
fun.
excitement.
Yeah, that's exactly. Let's get something like basics. Let's get Blink in there. Oh, let's build in. Oh, that's not something I can use right now. Let's get something old. That will definitely work. Like, I don't care. I2C scanner is fine. That will probably work.
So what was this board again?
This was my attempt, a prototype for making an ESP32 smartwatch with an e-ink display.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just grabbing any old, boring. Let's see if I can do something stupid. Let me just write a new program. Serial.begin 115200 in the loop serial.println quote double quote hi. Okay, so let's try and push this into the board. That's a Pico. Let's push it in. Yeah, I don't care what you save it as. My new fuse is, I don't know, it's thin wire, but it can take some stuff, yeah, before it melts. I mean, the ESP32 lives, which is incredible considering my soldering skill back in the day. Yes, there was a time where I was not as good at soldering as I am now. It works, it flashes. Nice. So yeah, I'll show you my little board again. I'll put it in front of the camera. So this is the Jellywatch V0 prototype.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I even have the schematics for it still. I should, but who knows?
And it needs a connector, or do you solder it directly to the board?
Sorry, what do you mean?
The connector for the
e-ink.
E-ink.
Yeah, that's gonna be on. I'll show it on the microscope. That's easier. Let me hit the button. Click. So there's a footprint here for a connector.
Yeah.
And it's just adding a standard, well, the same connector as we had on the SHA badge.
Yeah.
It's also the same e-ink driver schematic as the SHA badge. So
okay.
It's just basically a miniaturized SHA badge.
Cool.
But with an added bit for a watch here on the left. And an ESP Pico instead of the regular ESP32. So this is the same chip that's in your Atom.
Yeah.
For example, I think the Pico is in the Atom, right?
Yeah, that's in the Atom and in the Stick C as well.
Okay.
So you need to program those via the ESP30 to Stick C.
Yeah. So never trust a fuse. I should have checked that before I did all this. But the whole USB to USB serial to the ESP32 and the power circuitry,
cool, man.
And the flashing circuit works. So that's
awesome
progress. That's progress for me for tonight.
Yeah, and actually we learn a lot as well.
Yeah. So
already a preview on the soldering training.
Yeah. Well, if you watch this stream regularly, you probably already know 99% of what I'm going to do at that Hackaday solder class anyway. You can still join, but if there's another talk at the same time you want to visit, do that.
Yeah,
because it'll be cool.
And I like the cotton tips without cotton.
Yeah, the swabs.
The swabs, yeah.
I don't know what they are originally designed for, but they are so great.
We use them in our first aid kit to moisten people's lips if they are thirsty and they are not allowed to drink. So that's where I know them from. But yeah, could have different purpose as well.
Yeah, and they're cheap as chips.
Oh,
they are so incredibly cheap on AliExpress.
Ian is asking for a link to those.
You can, I think you can just type it in on AliExpress cotton swab or something.
Yeah.
You'll find them in various sizes and shapes. After I'm done cleaning, I'll try and look at the ones I ordered, but I think it's just typing in swab and you'll find them. There's so much cool semi-medical stuff that's useful for a hacker on AliExpress and also on other various sites. For web space, we regularly order at a site called Praxisdienst, which is a German site. And we just get tons of lab and sciencey equipment. They have the proper gloves, the proper needles, syringes, everything. Oh, this is cleaning up nicely. Oh, this is a
€2.12 for 15 of these swabs.
Yeah, I think I bought 100 for like €10 or something. So always go for the 100 pack.
Yeah. So.
And you can switch screens to the AliExpress. Yeah, that's better. Oh, these are that's a different type. Is that the same? Yeah, that's roughly the same. But yeah, get 100 or 200 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this link is good.
Yeah, and the annoying thing of using cotton swabs is that you always have these hairy residue after you clean the stuff. So I'm using toothbrushes and cotton swabs, but these are my new weapons of choice.
Yeah, same. This is the good stuff, and just get yourself a little dropper bottle for your alcohol, so you don't have to contaminate your big bottle.
Yeah.
Get a little tray or dish to dispense some alcohol in it.
I was using
because I'm now making a mess. Yeah, but something very shallow. You don't need a deep glass, just something. Something like that. Shot glass is also good.
You have the special ones where if you push it, it will dispose like a little bit.
Oh yeah, those dispenser thingies.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find them on AliExpress. I'll paste a link.
Yeah.
So, are we continuing with software or doing something else? What's the plan for the rest of the evening?
I think let's make it an early one today. It's 3 hours and 14 minutes.
3? Oh damn! Yeah, time flies when. That's that's a good idea to just close off. I'll look up the.
And there's still 12 people in the stream.
Yeah.
So kudos for you all.
No, I don't know the exact term for the dispensing bottle, but
put it on Twitter.
Well, you can probably find it. It's basic electronic lab supplies.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, that was a lot for today. We got I2C working on the Matrix board. We soldered a USB connector.
Yeah.
And then some more soldering because I just enjoy soldering and I don't have many other projects at the moment.
Yeah.
So what shall we do next week? Oh, next week we won't be here. Next week we are at ETH0, so should you.
Correct. And Ian, you're in the chat right now. I ask you for next week. The idea is to do one with you the week thereafter. So Ian has an... is it still ETH0 or WLAN 0? To do
yes.
IO 2020. Low 2020. I'll come back to you on that, Sebas. There's one that I want to do with Ian and Jure at the same time.
Sure.
And
cool.
Then we do one after. It would be cool to pick up on connecting this board to a the other board, so that the entire board can be used next to the Core 2, and then it actually not works on presses but also on data, and start building up a library for doing Wi-Fi stuff.
Yeah.
The Easy Sniffer Noor is a USB man-in-the-middle device. It's for sniffing USB connections. I hope the captions work a little bit okay. I've only been half watching, but the captions are purple heart. Yeah.
That probably means great.
Yeah. For you, Noor. Okay, thanks everybody, thanks for joining, thanks Bas for your awesome soldering work. I learned a lot today. And thanks everyone for helping us make this stream more fun.
Yeah, hopefully next time I'll have some Snuffler kits in.
Cool.
Which we can have a look at, either at making the kit or just making the device work. We'll see what stage we're at, because so next week is ETH0, then the week after you're doing the car hacking.
Yeah, so it's either that or I'm doing it in the middle of the week, and then we still have the Saturday. But I have to discuss that with you.
It's both are fine for me. Yeah. I have to stay at home anyway, so
yeah, same.
And you're not insulting me by not inviting me for a session.
No, but I really love to have you on the show. We have
that's
good
cool.
Dynamic, so I really love that.
So, hey, see you guys next time.
Thanks all.
And thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.